Hi again. Now, what we have to do, we have, for example, this PNG image like this. I want to put it in our application. So what we have to do is just to import it in our program and put it in the video on the application. Sorry. So I will close this one now. As you can see, I have put this image in the same folder of our application, of our program, but you can put it anywhere you want. As I told you, it is the same thing for the PDF. If you want to put it in the same folder of your Python file, in this case, you have to take the whole path where you are saving this image. But if you are putting the image in at the same path or the same folder of the Python file, you will save a lot of time, not time, but you will just take the name and you don't need to take the path, okay? But it's up to you, and you can do anything you want for this case. Now, as I told you, I have to take the image, but in this idea, I want to put the image before the text that we have. So I will take the image just here. I will put this one here, and to take the image, we will use two other libraries, not one library and another function which is in Tkinter. So the first library, which is the other, which is below, as I told you before, we worked with this, we install it in the first video. So here we will take it just like this from which is from below, import image, okay, like this. Then we will use another one which is from import image TK, like this. Then for the moment we will stop here. We don't need another one. There is another functions that we need, but not for the moment. We'll talk about it later, okay? We'll do step by step, okay? Now we need these two functions, so we will import it, okay? We don't want to import another libraries that we don't need for the moment. So I will just leave these two functions, which is image and image TK. Then we don't say image because this is library and contains some classes, etc. So we can see that this one is a class from this library, okay? The same thing for this one, because every class of this which is image and image TK contains another function. So in this case, we can't say that function contain function, but we can say class that contain function, etc. So okay. Now, but there is some cases that there is files or libraries that contains just functions. It doesn't contain classes, but in this case, this below is a large library, so it contains a lot of classes. Now, here, where were we? Here. Now, as I told you, I want to put this image before the text or before this title, so I will just take it here, and we have to open it before. So to open an image using below, I have to create a variable to take the role of this image, as we did for the PDF, etc. So we have image equal, then we have to open it. To open it, we have to use this class which is image. Then in this class there is a function that will open it, so which is open, like this. Open, like this. And here we have to write the path of our image. In this case, as I told you, if we are saving the image at the same folder of our Python file, so in this case we have just to write the name of the image, so which is here in this case audiobook.png. we have to add always the extension of our image. Okay, so here we have audiobook.png, which is the same name of our image here. Then after opening the image, we have just to convert it to a TK image so that we can put it in the application. So to do this, we have just to write, for example, image. We can put it at the same variable, but I will just defer it so that you can understand that in this step we have changed the first image. So here we have, for example, image1 equal, then here we have image TK, like this, that photo image, like this, and here we will put the name of our image, which is this one, image, like this. Now, after converting this image from this one to a TK image, so here we can put this image in our application. So before that, to put any image or any item in our application, we have to put it in a label or something like this, because here in this case we have label and we put in this label a text. But the same thing for the image. If we want to put an image in our application, we can put an image in a label, then we put or we pack that label in our application. So here we have to create another label, then but we will call it, for example, logo or something like this. Then here we have label and we'll put it in the app, which is application. We can take this off, but I prefer to put it like this. So maybe if in future you want to create another windows or something like this, so you will defer where you want to put your text or your image, because if we have just one application or just one window, in this case for example, there is no problem if we write this one or we don't write it. But if you have two windows, or you have a window, a mother window and daughter window, for example, in this case you need to write here the name of the window, or if you want to put this label in a frame or something like this, you have to write this the name of the frame, etc. here. But I prefer to write always these things, but it's up to you if you want to take it or you want to write it or not. Okay, so here we have app. The first parameter I will put is app. Then the other parameter, which is in this one, we put text because we wanted to put a text in this label. But in this case we have an image, so we have to call the function which is called image. This image, which is function, it is not like this variable, because this one is a variable, but this one is a function which is included in label, and label included in Tkinter. Okay, so here we have image equal, then here we put the image that we want, which is this one. Okay, now after putting that, we have to pack this. I don't know what is. I don't know how to write. What? Now after putting the image here, we have just to pack this logo or pack this label in our application. So we will see how it looks. As you can see here, the size, we didn't change the size. So in this case, I will just try to resize it like this so that you can see. Here, as you can see, the image take a lot of time, a lot of space of our application, so we need to resize it so that it will be okay in our application. So here there is a function included in below, so it will be easy for us to do this, but we need to do it before this line, because when we write this line means that we take the final image and we convert it, but because when we convert it we have just to put it in the label than in the application. So if we want to do any operation or any processing in our image, we have to do it before this line, because this line will take the last image. Okay, you have to know that. Now, as I told you, we have in this one we'll open it and this one will convert it. So if we want to do any processing, we have to do it between these two lines or these two commands. Now if we want to convert the image, there is a function, or if we want to resize an image, there is a function included in below. So we will declare another variable. So I will call it, for example, image converted, for example. Then here, not converted, I will give it resize it like this. Then here equal, then what we want to do, we want to resize this image. So here we have image that resize like this. Then here inside this function there is some parameters. The first parameter is the width and the height, the new width and height that we want for our image. So that there is two parameters at this, there is two variables that we want to change, but at the same parameter, which is the first parameter, like this, because here we want to put the first parameter, here the second parameter, etc. So here we want to put two variables, but at the same variable, at the same parameter. So we have to put it inside two parentheses. Okay, the first one will be the width and the second one will be the height, but we will put it 70 the same width and height. Okay, then here the second parameter we will call a function that will, in case we will have problem where when we will resize the image, maybe we will have problem with aliens. So in this case we have to take off, or we have to take care of this problem. So we'll call another function which is alias that will take the role of fixing this problem. So here we have image, that's this one, anti-alias. Okay, now after resizing the image, we have to convert it to a TK image. After that, we will put it in a label, etc. We will see how it looks now. There is always the same problem. Sorry, yes, I know what, because we resize it, but here we have always the first image, which is this one. But now we need to convert this image, which is image resized, like this, because I left just the name of the first image, which is this one. So in this case we will always put the first image, but now in this case we want to convert the resized image, which is this one. Okay, so now it will work. Yes, as you can see here our image, but there is always this problem of the white, because we have the image is a PNG, but there is always this problem of this white. But we can't change it. We have just to go here in the label, we change the background, and we put it at the same background that we have here, which is this one. As you can see here, we did right when we put this variable background that has this this variable of the color, because if we didn't do that, we have always in each step that we need to change the background, we have to write this code, etc. But here, if we put it in a variable, we have just to type the name of the variable. Okay, it will be easy, I think. Now we will go here. You can see that there is no white color in the background. So we'll stop just here, and in the next video we'll continue creating our application. So I see you there. Bye.